Hello, folks. This is Bob Safel. I want to thank you very much for attending our Thursday night webinar, 8 o'clock. We have these every single week except for next week. I will be floating around in the Caribbean for about 5 days. So you're not going to have me to listen to next Thursday night, but that's okay because I have so much information tonight and so much data. I have packed two shows into one, that's for sure, two webinars into one. Before we get started, I do want to make sure you can hear me clearly. So on the upper right-hand side of your screen, you're going to see a little hand. Why don't you poke that hand if you can hear me? Go ahead, everybody. I just need you to poke that little hand so I can make sure you can hear me. Turn it on, turn it off. Looks like you can definitely hear me. Let's make sure a couple more people say, yeah, they can hear me. Just poke that little hand in the upper right. Perfecto. All right. So once again, I want to thank you very much for attending tonight. Just to go over once again the purpose of our briefing, because it definitely has a purpose, and there are two things we go through. We really talk about trends, and the reason I talk about trends and breaking news is because literally almost every day some major piece of big news occurs. And I don't know how the major news outlets are not very good at reporting yet on the cryptocurrency world. I'm sure you certainly can't go into ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, or CNN, or whatever your cup of tea is, or PBS. You're certainly not learning too much from them on what's happening in the cryptocurrency world. But boy, there are just this week the things that have gone down. Wow. So, any rate, that's one of the things we talk about, trends and also new technology. So we do get into actual technology changes, and once again, tremendous changes happening in the technology of cryptocurrency. Now, before I get into kind of breaking news, I'm going to give you digital frontier marketing news, and I think quite a few of you are shareholder, or should I say, LLC holders, and this is going to come to. I really couldn't talk about this too much until today. And I think this is going to make everybody who's involved with the LLC very happy indeed. As of today, we started our major effort in terms of adding new cryptocurrency clients to digital frontier marketing. And let me just give you an idea of the size of the effort. We have a great new senior vice president of development, new business development, and literally we have a list, a very significant list of approximately 3,000 cryptocurrency companies that currently are trading on at least one exchange. So this list is about 3,000 companies. Now, what we're doing is we are contacting the first group of those companies, and the first group have a price of their currency of $5 or less. $5 or less. And we have a very strong communication that's going out to these folks, and it discusses the fact that we use celebrities and media to generate significant awareness on their currency. And as an example, one of our clients, we've generated over 120 media appearances in climbing, touching tens of millions of celebrity followers, on and on and on. So today alone, we were able to reach out to almost 20 of these companies. Okay, 20. Now, we're going to be averaging, I would say, somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 to 25 companies a day. And that started today. Now, as a reminder for the folks that are in the LLC, we will be charging these companies for our service in cash, what they call it fiat, and in coins. So we'll be getting a lot of these currencies as part of our fee payment. And if you are in the LLC, of course, you know that we will be distributing on I wouldn't say a quarterly basis. Sometimes it's a little sooner. We will be distributing those coins. Now, LLC members as well, we start distributing our next group of cloud coins out, I think starting next Monday. But the bottom line is this first database of clients numbers approximately 3,000. About 25% of these companies are foreign with no English connection. They're very what I would say their own country oriented. We are reaching out to some foreign companies that have websites that are in English, but in general, we'll be averaging between 15 and 25 companies a day, Monday through Friday. And that started today. So that's a really good thing. Second bit of news, and I'm very, 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 very happy to announce this news. We are now partnering and have partnered with Vantage Point. You all don't know this yet, but you're about to learn, in developing a platform or a software product, an artificial intelligence software product that is just for cryptocurrencies. That's all it is. Vantage Point's been involved in the artificial intelligence trading platform world since, I think, 1978. And before they allow a company to be added to their artificial intelligence platform, they had to have up to 2 years of data consumption regarding that company. Meaning, when they're looking at a stock, like let's say it's Amazon, Amazon stock price is not just affected by 2 or 3 other companies similar to it. Amazon is affected by almost 200 different factors, all happening all throughout the day, from the price of gold trading, the price of the stock market, NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, the price of silver. I mean, all these factors. Well, the same types of dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of factors also affect the price of cryptocurrencies. Now, they already have a number of cryptocurrencies in their platform, and I can tell you without a doubt that I can now use that platform and I can see the instant I should start selling or I should start buying some of the major cryptocurrencies. And literally, as more and more of these cryptocurrencies approach 2 years in how old they are, they will then start being added to this platform. But I can tell you without a doubt, this is an unbelievable platform. And we are working with this exclusively right now with Vantage Point. Now, I'm going to officially release this, I believe, tomorrow in the newsletter, but we may send out a one-off notification on this artificial intelligence-based software platform that allows you to see real time what's happening for these cryptocurrencies and know when you should buy or sell, which is pretty cool. And we have a nice little thing for the first few buyers, and it's priced very, very cheaply. So I think you'll like that. So that's the news specifically for digital frontier marketing. Very good news, eh? Good stuff. Now let's talk about world news that's very significant. Let's start with Saxo Bank. Now, Saxo is a big bank. Okay. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. My bad. Hope I can change that. Oh, I don't know if I can or not. Well, we'll see. Okay, so we're going to try that again. Back. Oh, we're back here again. That's great. Okay, so once again, Saxo Bank's a big player, and they have been basically calling very accurately and successfully what has been working in terms of what's been happening with Bitcoin, what's been happening with Bitcoin Cash. They have been very good at predicting pricing for a number of years. And they came out today and they are making a very important point. This is the news they're saying today, because their analysts are now coming out and saying that they feel that in the next couple, 2-3 quarters, that the price of Bitcoin will go right back to 20,000 and above. And here is why. And listen very carefully. Okay? Here's why. There have been a number of countries, including the US, that have been putting in regulatory controls on cryptocurrencies. Now, why would you say that's good? Right? Why? Why is that good? Here's why. And listen to this very clearly. There are many institutional funds. These are big funds that have billions and some trillions. I think there's a few funds that are over $1 trillion. And these funds are funded with pension funds like the California Pension Fund, the Teachers Fund, and the New York Teachers Fund, and all these big funds with billions, tens of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. These funds are restricted. These funds have restrictions on them that if a certain item doesn't have enough regulatory controls, these funds cannot invest their money in the thing. Now, let me just remind you, and I've been saying this over and over and again. Goldman Sachs trading desk opens in the summer. Now, Goldman Sachs doesn't trade, a couple million there, a couple million here. These cats are trading hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars every single day, if not tens of billions of dollars. So they don't even get excited about anything unless they're able to trade in the billion word. So in order to trade in that kind of money, what do you have to be able to access? Well, you have to be able to access the California Teachers Pension Fund. And you got to access the New York City Pension Fund. You got to access these gigantic institutional funds. And these funds aren't allowed to put their money in the wild west. So Saxo Bank has been watching this very carefully. Very carefully. And here's what they say. The inflow of institutional capital to the cryptocurrency market due to the increase in regulation and investor protection could lead cryptocurrencies to a positive quarter. That's basically saying, hey guys, get ready. That's what that basically says, because they got to be very conservative. So this is a big deal. I can't tell you, that's a huge deal to have Saxo, which is a major Danish bank. This is a big bank. This is not like a small little, outfit sitting in the middle of, Lithuania here, or, Bosnia. This is a major, major, major Danish bank. And they're blowing the whistle now. They're saying, hey, the dog whistle is being blown here. Okay. So that's very important to understand. Here's our next news. It's big news. A member of Parliament, the United Kingdom Parliament, is coming out and saying in a major speech that says blockchain will have monumental impact. Now, I want to tell you something about politicians that some of you may know and some of you may not, and maybe all of you know this, but they don't say nothing unless they're pretty doggone sure it's right, because they don't want to have some quote, rubbed in their face for the next 15 years. So for one of these very conservative members of the UK Parliament to come out and start talking about blockchain and its impact, on, for instance, the world population is monumental. Listen, folks, cryptocurrency isn't going anywhere. It's only going in one direction, and that's up. So once again, you've got to watch very carefully the tea leaves on this stuff. Now, here's the third thing. Next news report. Boom. Okay. So a major VC, venture capital firm, put just happened. Put $133 million into one cryptocurrency. Okay? And the focus of this cryptocurrency is they have technologies that will make for more stable trading. They're putting a little bit more stability into this crazy crypto world. But that's not really the point. The point is that a series of major venture funds are now putting serious cash into just one company. It's 133 million. This is not an ICO, folks. This isn't, somebody saying, hey, let's raise a bunch of money from people for a company that may or may not start, or currency that's still in development. That's what an ICO is in many cases. No. This is a private funding of $133 million in one company at one time from such major players as Bain Capital. Bain Capital was started by some guy named Romney, you all know. But this is my point. It's now you're talking about Astro Bucks being put into the cryptocurrency. And when I say Astro Bucks, just as a comparison's sake, in the first three, I think I've got this right. I think I'm pretty close. In the first three different rounds of fundraising for Facebook, the total amount of money raised, I don't think reached $30 million in the first three rounds. And here, a major venture capital group has stuffed $133 million into one cryptocurrency company. Just one. So this is once again an indicator that, once again, I keep on hearkening back to Warren Buffett and his famous quote that when people are running away, I'm running towards whatever they're running away from. And when people are running to something too quickly, he's running away. So I know you all saw, a lot of news starting in late December. Very interesting. It was late December, not early December, but late December, like last week of December, that knocked down the price of many currencies. And I told you why that was going down. once the big players decide to get in, they're going to make sure that whatever they're buying low, and they're going to start, and they'll sell high. So they had to create news, news from all the companies they've invested in, so they can actually have some leverage to make sure bad news got out there in January, in February, in March, so they could knock down the price. Then all these big players, quietly buy up a lot of those currencies from all the individual and not so savvy small players who just, heard the bad news and then sold off their stuff. And now all the big players are taking full advantage of it. So there you go. As I keep on saying, it's very important to understand who is investing in what and what's happening, why it's happening, to tell you what the actual trends really are. Because I guarantee the three things I just told you today, it'll be weeks before you hear that on Fox News, NBC, ABC, CBS, PBS, MSNBC, CNN. You're just not going to hear it. Because the powers that be that really control those outfits, they sure don't want people like you guys to know that. But some of this news is inescapable, because when a big venture firm puts $133 million into anything, it's not like they can somehow hide that fact. Now, they may be able to hide it or make it hard for people like you all to hear about it, but the news still gets out. All right, so the subject for tonight is I was going to kind of give you guys some insight in why I made what turned out to be a very correct call regarding Bitcoin. Okay, and I just want to show you something. All right, I hope you see this. Okay, I hope you see this. I am going to show you the exact time that I sent out a notice 5 minutes after that little line you see. You see that little line, everybody? That little line is 9 April, 10 a.m. That little line is 9 April, 10 a.m. At 10:05, I sent out an alert that I was going to be acquiring Bitcoin and some other related currencies, but primarily Bitcoin. And I said, why? I said, folks, there has been outside of just people trying to give bad news to try to drop the Bitcoin price down, there was also one other thing that was happening. You had all these people who had bought Bitcoin at one price, maybe $3,000, and sold it at $20,000 or $18,000. Bought it 2, bought it 3 in 2017, and sold at $18,000 or $17,000 in 2017. And for those, I had a couple of people tell me you don't pay taxes based on what I was saying last week. Well, maybe I wasn't crystal clear here, but I'm talking if you buy a currency like a Bitcoin at one price and you sell it at another price, that profit you're going to pay taxes on. Now, if anybody here has any reference they can show me that says that you don't have to pay taxes on the difference there, you go ahead and send me that, because I think that's false, but it isn't. So anyway, at 10:05, 5 minutes, the price was Bitcoin was $6,700, and I said, folks, move. And the reason I said move is because all those folks that made a substantial profit in 2017, they have been liquidating a portion of their Bitcoin holdings to get cash to pay their taxes. Now, I talk about a fundamental rule of any investing, that if more people are selling than buying a stock, more people selling than buying, the price of the stock is going to go down. It's kind of like common sense. You have more people selling than buying, price goes down. More people buying than selling, price goes down. That's just the simplicity of it. That's just the way it is. So that's what was going to happen around Friday. Okay? So Friday, I knew that most people would have dumped most of their currencies that they're going to sell off. And all of a sudden by Friday, which is the day, before the weekend, and then you all know in, IRS, you got to pay your taxes. Like I think it was April 17th. It was kind of interesting. I thought it'd be the 16th. Doesn't matter. So by Friday, the price had already gone up to $6,900. It was already $200 up. But then, boom! Guess what happened? That's right. Okay. So, that was 6,900. Yeah, I think I was saying in fact, on my Thursday night webinar, I said that most people who dumped their coins to get cash, they would have to have finished on Thursday because they had to have the cash in their bank accounts to pay their taxes. So on Friday, the price went through the roof. So by 5 a.m. on Friday, the price was at $8,000. I had told my audience on the webinar, and that was approximately, the webinar last week was, I think, the price at the webinar was $6,900. I talked about this very fact. I said most people are going to dump and have finished selling off their coins. So I said most people who owed taxes would have finished selling whatever they were going to sell on Thursday, and then ba-boom, look what happened. There you go. So there we go. By 11 a.m. Friday, priced it at $8,000. So I do hope you, particularly you guys who subscribe to Deer, if you subscribe to Deer, you got the news on when to move on Monday at 10:05 a.m. And then look what happened. And now it's trading at $8,200, $8,300. And folks, I'm not getting out of my position. No. Now, there's another couple factors, and let me show you them. Here's another reason why I was very bullish on Bitcoin. Another big hedge fund, Pantera, has their analysts came out and said, and Pantera is very, very big, highly likely Bitcoin goes past 20K within a year. Okay? And Pantera describes exactly why, because what they do is they're always looking what's called trading averages, and they say that very rarely does a price of any type of security drop below the lowest price within a 200-day period. So they kind of look at what's the lowest price of a given security over the last 200 days. And guess what the lowest price is of Bitcoin over the last 200 days? $6,700. Boom. That's our next indicator. You see how this all works? Okay. Next indicator. This is the reason I've jumped, back rolling on Bitcoin and other currencies. Because this is all affecting all currencies. Trust me on that. This affects all currencies. What's the next news that came out? Oh, Amazon. They were granted a patent for streaming data marketplace within Bitcoin. What does that mean? Well, that means Amazon Technology, which is a subsidiary of Amazon, they focus on technology. Now, what kind of technology do you think they focus on? They focus on things that help them sell things. They focus on things that help them sell things. And one of the things that they put money in and have a patent on is real-time pricing. They want to be able to show within a second or 2 seconds what is the actual price of Bitcoin and other currencies. Why? Well, why do you think? Because it's pretty clear that Amazon is going to have widespread use of Bitcoin as a currency on the Amazon platform. They don't, why real time? Because they want to make sure that the people who are selling stuff on Amazon are getting the best possible price, particularly people buying on Amazon, so they really know what the real-time price is. Because if you go to some place and the price of Bitcoin is 8,000, but that was really the price it was an hour ago, and then now the price is $8,200, well, that may impact your decision to buy something. So Amazon has technology that allows for much more correct pricing. Okay? So if Amazon is throwing a bunch of money into this kind of thing based on the cryptocurrency world, what does that tell you? Okay? It tells you this place ain't going anywhere. Okay, what's our next piece of data? What's our next piece of information? And I want to show you something here real quick. Let me see if I can find it fast. I don't know if I can. I want to find some. I'm trying to find a link I thought I had up regarding wallet growth. Well, I'll just tell you because I just remember it by heart. I've got a little thing that shows the number of wallets that are out there being used, worldwide. And even with all the ridiculous news that was coming out in the first quarter of January, February, March, the number of wallets still increased by 4 million users in the first quarter. And the reason this is significant, clearly, is that if you have so many people continuing to enter the cryptocurrency world, the more wallets, why are people getting wallets? Because they want to buy stuff. So it goes back to what I've been saying, that the use of the more buyers there are than sellers, the price goes up. So if you keep on getting more and more people with wallets, then the price is going to go up. It's just natural. So I don't have the little graph here. I don't know why it's not up there, but it is. It's not up there. So I was going to show you that, but just take it for truth. The number of wallets that were, it had reached about, I think, 21 million wallets by the end of 2017, the end of December. And right now it's at 24 million. So you had one of the biggest single quarters of wallet growth, which means there's going to be a lot more buyers. So these are the factors that I think with when I make a decision to buy. This is how I make decisions to buy, like Bitcoin. This is why I made my move and why, I gave this information out to my dear subscribers last Monday. And since then, all I can say is that Bitcoin's gone up $1,500, and it was, in my eyes, it was quite predictable. Very, very predictable. So I hope you like that. Now, just a couple of things before we do our drawing. Some of you may or may not know, but let's see if it pops up. I sent this out yesterday, I think. This is Sean Worthington, and that's Kevin Harrington, our Shark Tank friend. And this is the show. Now, this is just a screenshot of the show. This show is going to be on Fox Business Network, and it's imminent. I'm just waiting to hear when this was going to be broadcast. And as I said, and I tried to tell people this yesterday and today, it's very important for you to understand that currencies, don't care who the currency is, they will run at a very low price for a very long time. It's called the hockey stick. And then all of a sudden what happens is several things happen. You have a critical mass of awareness of the currency, and you have a critical mass of awareness or of usage of the currency. And when these two things hit at the same time, all of a sudden the price starts going up. That's your blade. You have a hockey stick. You have the stick which trails for some time. Then you have the blade, and right now you have Cloudcoin, that's been kind of bumping along from anywhere from 4 to 10 cents. Sometimes jumping a little higher now. Well, it's highly possible that the blade could actually start accelerating as this show is released, because it's going to be on Fox Business Network. That's Kevin Harrington on the right. That's Sean Worthington at the left. And I did announce that we had a very, very small amount of Cloudcoins yet available on the special, which I really haven't been promoting because I knew we have a very small amount left. I added a number of, I added more to the availability, but this will be our final round of 4 cents being the best price. We are going to be ending that off. I'm just giving everyone fair warning. 4 cents is going away. So 4 cents is going away. I'm giving everybody fair warning. 4 cents going away. I added some more just because I didn't know that this would actually be ready. It was shot 2 weeks ago. Didn't know it was going to be finished and ready to be broadcast. I was pleasantly surprised 2 days ago. So I made the announcement yesterday. So once again, I'm just going to give everybody my email address out. It's bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com. bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com. So if some of you want to get the notification earlier on the artificial intelligence software, which we are doing exclusively for right now with Vantage Point, you can email me about that. And if you want to get involved with the last part of the 4 cent special offer on Cloudcoin, I added some more because I really didn't know that this was going to get out this quickly. So we have people who are trying to pick up some more of the 4 cent level Cloudcoin. So email me on that. Okay. Last but not least, before you are drawing, I'm happy to announce that we are shooting the Celebrium show, the patent pending collectible show, on May 17th. I go into studio with Kevin Harrington and we shoot the show regarding Celebrium. Then I'll, of course, long before that, we'll be able to announce our first group of celebrities. And it is possible that we will launch just before we shoot the show, or certainly right after it. So we shoot the show May 17th for Celebrium, and that is with Kevin Harrington. I will be the one being interviewed, so you get to see my mug. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Okay? All righty. So I hope this has been good. I tried to pack a lot of information in tonight. Once again, my email address is bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com. So if you want to email me about the artificial intelligence software package, you could do that. If you want to get in on the special, get the last few coins at 4 cents, because once that's done, we lift to a higher level. And I'm going to actually kind of wait to see what happens with this Fox broadcast before I set my next level on coins, because I try to provide the lowest potential price for you guys out here listening, and of course our subscribers. So let's go ahead and do our drawing. Okay. And looks like we had another very nice crowd here. Let's see what we got. Oh, no, oh, wrong number. Oh, I hope we get thrown down. Okay, here we go. Let's see. What do we got? Okay, number 102. Whoever is attended and you are number 102, you are the lucky winner of 10,000 cloud coins. And boy, that's good timing because of what's happening with the Fox broadcast, Fox business broadcast, and frankly, all the stuff that's happening is gigantic. So I want to thank you for attending. Remember, next week, no briefing on Thursday next week. But I hope I gave you a lot of news. You dear, whoever is a dear subscriber, I still will have some internet connection. So I am going to be dropping some news tomorrow and over the weekend, Saturday, some very important news. Okay, thank you very much, folks.